video, I want to speak about why choreographed fight scenes suck. You know, in a way, I could relate to why why some people might be appealed to combat sport, no matter be boxing or something like that, or kickboxing. This stuff that's happening in film, from Hollywood to the Chinese martial art movies to any martial art movies, it's just when you practice martial arts for so long and you spar a lot, you work out a lot, you train with so many different people. When you watch these fight scenes, it's a joke. It's not entertaining. It's more annoying, and it's shameful. It's just, you're very dissatisfied with it because you can see how fake it is, no matter what it is. No matter if it's, because I saw like a short clip of like Mike Tyson and Van Damme, and the Matrix type things, some of these stuff that's coming out of the Chinese martial art films, like some of these Jet Li films and some of these Yip Man films, and like they're all not doing it right. Like the only person that was doing it right, that was doing it amazing, was Bruce Lee, in my opinion. But everybody else, you could just tell that they're just letting the other person hit them, and they're not truly exemplifying like who would actually win the engagement if they did fight. They're just play fighting, they're acting, they're allowing the other person to get the upper hand on them, even though they might be even more capable. And that is like a boxer who throws a fight, or a football team who just allows the other team to win. I mean, how exciting will sports be if they're not really trying, and the other team lets the other team win? And that's how a lot of these fights are. It's just garbage and nonsense. Where Fast and Furious, they have like Ronda Rousey fight against one of the main characters, and obviously if there was a real fight, woman on woman, the main character against Ronda Rousey, the main character get destroyed because she don't even know what she's doing. Rousey, at least she's not like the best herself, but at least she trains and she knows something. Obviously she'd destroy that main character, but then they go ahead and allow the main character to win the fight. And even the fight scene itself is just horrendously done. It's like you let them get a hook punch on you, you let them get an uppercut on you, you let them get that knee strike on you. Then it's like, it's so fake that there's absolutely no appeal to me. So the movie fight scenes are garbage to me, and also the combat sports is garbage to me, because there's all these rules. They're wearing gloves. There's all these things that they can and can't, that they can't do. And then there's all these weight classes, and it's just not martial arts. They're fighting out of anger. There's no respect. There's no self-control. There's no technique. There's no like decent technique involved. And then they're fighting. They're exemplifying violence. They're not even identifying any spiritual or meditativeness with. There's just problems on both ends. And at least when I spar and I videotape it, it's like we're going at full speed. We might be going at full speed when we do. And then it's like they really don't know what I'm going to do to them. And I don't know what they're going to try to do to me, but I respond. And I protect myself. And that is real. But these choreographed fight scenes, And then another thing they do, they do all these camera tricks and get the camera to zoom up on their face or zoom up on their fist, and it's like you can't even see what's going on. And then the speed, they're speeding it up, or they're making it super slow. So super slow is like the Matrix thing where he's like dodging bullets, and then the person's like hanging in the air. And then speeding it up is just like you're not exemplifying the true person's skill level. You're just speeding up the camera to make it seem as if he's faster than he really is. That's like a person that's slow in running, and then you speed up the film to make it seem as if he's faster than Usain Bolt. I mean, it's just so much fake stuff. Like, it's like nobody knows how to do the choreographed fight scene in the real way, like the way Bruce was doing it. You know, Bruce created it the true way, and then he died with it. Like, nobody else is doing it right. At least when you spar on your own, you know, hey, you know, I was trying to punch as fast as I could. I was trying to kick as fast as I could. That person tried to punch and kick me, and I actually blocked it. I actually got out the way. I actually prevented myself from harm. I mean, this is like at least real things where you don't know what they're gonna try to do to you. You don't know if they're gonna do a spin kick, a punch, a knee strike, or they're gonna try to take you down to the ground. Everything's just happening so spontaneous. Now, you might not hit the person as hard as you can, and the person that you're sparring with might not be trying to hit you as hard as he can either. But at least it's like a real technique coming at you, and you gotta actually get out the way or do something about it. But in choreographed fights, they're telling you what they're gonna do, and then you're just pretending as if that you're getting hit, when in actuality you might not have gotten hit because you are capable of blocking it. You know, and everything's all predetermined and pre-planned, and then they're like, well, you know, who's gonna win the fight? Well, who does the audience want to win the fight? Who is more popular? Okay, we'll just let that more popular person win the fight. It's a bunch of nonsense, really. You know, it's not real stuff at all. You know, even the sparring that I do, at least you could tell who would have won, because you see the strikes occurring. You know, but they're being held back to a certain extent, but you see the real speed, the real cardio endurance of each person, the technique of each person, the blocking technique, the moving techniques, and just you see the skill. You know, and it's not a choreographed fight, but at the same time, it's not the excessive violence that you see in combat sport. And also, there's not all this protective equipment either, like they have in combat sport. You know, I think that sparring, real sparring between martial artists is just so much more real and even more entertaining than any of the crap that you ever find in the movies, because you could actually learn so much by watching yourself spar. Seeing things that you could improve on, and things that could, things that you're good at. You know, it's like the real speed that's occurring, real movement, real mistakes, you know, and real hits. You know, if somebody makes a mistake and then they actually get hit, like you see that live. But in the film, everything's all just predetermined, and who's gonna win it? Well, the popular person's gonna win it, the star is gonna win it, and it's all just a bunch of garbage, a waste of time. It's like I never really get excited about any of this stuff, and I don't care for it. You know, it's trash to me. You know, that's how I feel about it. You know, I'm not about that. You know, I'm more like, hey, you know, why don't I do some sparring with Keanu Reeves? Let's see how good he really is. Why don't you come right here and we'll just film the sparring? No, you don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what you're going to do. We're just going to spar. I would love to do that. I'd love to spar against Mike Tyson. You know, at his age right now. Or Chuck Norris. Or Danny Insano. Or Van Damme. Like, just spar. Like, I don't have to hurt them a lot. They don't have to hurt me a lot. But let's do something real. You know, take away all these special effects and predetermined moves and all this other stuff. And oh, you know, because you're famous, then I'm going to pretend like I'm going to get hit. It's just a bunch of nonsense. You know, let me spar against Steven Seagal. Let me spar against Ronda Rousey. Let me spar against Conor McGregor. You know, it's like, let me spar with these people for real. Not all this nonsense in the movies. And we don't gotta go in a ring or a cage and beat each other to a bloody pulp. But we could just spar to see, you know, which techniques are effective, which aren't, and just basically watch out for each other's safety. But then let's go real, like real speed, like real power, real hits. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm into. You know, I'd rather watch myself spar or my students spar way over any of these stupid choreographed fight scenes. It's just a bunch of nonsense. It's just, I don't need to see that crap, you know. Oh, you're more popular, so I'm just gonna let you hit me and uppercut me, and I'll pretend like you got a good hit in there, and then I'll let you kick me in the stomach. It's like, these techniques aren't that easy to execute. Like, to get a sidekick into somebody that is really good in fighting himself, you can't just all of a sudden just sidekick him out of nowhere or just punch him in the face in the first try. It's like, it doesn't happen that easily. But that's what they do in these movies. Oh, you know, every single punch that they throw connects. Every single kick that they throw connects. It's just, it's a shame. Like, it's like, that's not how real fighting is. It's far from it. You know, I love to spar against Jackie Chan. You know, or Jet Li. Just in a room, you could just film with regular cameras on your phone. You could film whatever camera that you have. You could film, and we just spar, and then we just give up when we feel like giving up. That to me is real. You know, that's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in this choreographed fights and all this nonsense out there.